Buckle up. It's the Insurance Dudes podcast.
It's so true. And then like I'll have a challenge where I teach people how to do this, and they'll promise they're going to be there on the end of the day 5, and out of 150 will be there. Right. So that's how much people don't commit to things that they try to do. And that's for a free challenge. And there's real estate agents that are trying to learn how to market online. And like, I'm a master digital marketer, and I've sold 2,200 homes, but they don't show up on day 5. Right. So it just shows people how much opportunity there is. So think about your community. And is there any one person that comes to mind for any profession? Okay. Like real estate, insurance, mortgage, dentist, doctor, like not that it's yours, but someone that you just like dominates digital marketing. The answer is no. Okay. But it can very easily be you if you'll just start doing this and give it the time it takes to learn it and implement it on a consistent basis.
I want to go back to the question of, were you good on camera at first? You said no. You said that 98% of people are terrified, right? So I know everybody that's listening to this obviously is terrified. I was terrified the first time we did this podcast. I mean, it used to make me sick to my stomach, but you continue on, you get over it. You got over it. And obviously everybody that you coach feels like this at first. What is the best advice to get over it?
It's just a start, and don't worry about being perfect, right? Like it's not fake book, it's Facebook. People want real, they want raw, they want normal. You don't need a bunch of, green screen and a bunch of, cool stuff on your, what do they call it? The effects. You just need a cell phone. So one really good way, honestly, is to find a support team. Like I know you guys coach agents, and it's really insurance agents. It's really helps when you have a support group to help you, because it is difficult. And I mean, my people pay me upwards of $23,000 to teach them this. And still sometimes they take we have to push them, but they're showing up every day, and I'm constantly coaching and reminding them. And so, the ones that took a little bit longer, once they start and they just always say, I wish I would have done this sooner. I wish we would have done this sooner. Right. It's just like when you meet somebody, you can't put a bag over your face and say, oh, hold on, I don't like the way I look or sound. That's how you look. That's how you sound. It's just a matter of quit worrying so much about you and worry more about the impact that you're going to have, and that you're probably the best person to serve these people. And think about how much your family needs it. Like how much would making an extra $100, $200, $400,000 a year mean for your business? It mean like a lot. You probably have better relationship. You might have happier kids. You're going to have a happier bank account. You're not going to be so stressed out. That's truly what this strategy will do if you'll just start.
So how was that for you? It couldn't have been easy at the beginning, right? It was a struggle. Take us through that struggle and all the things that were going through your mind that were trying to get you to not do it.
So let me tell you how much difficult it was for me. So back when I started, it was about 8 years ago, and I had to have a videographer, and he had 2 people with him, right? The sound guy, the guy. And I mean, so here I am trying to do this with 3 people watching me. I feel like the biggest idiot in the whole world talking about houses. And I have to do 27 takes because I'm nervous and they're there. Like none of that happens now. And then like, I remember when I had to pay $2,000 to run a commercial, to get a commercial made for me to run at the movie theaters. And then I had to pay the movie theaters $3,000 a month to have my ad show up before the movies. Right. So, I mean, imagine the investment. Now I just need a cell phone. So I need a cell phone. And what I tell people is just make sure you don't have any dirty underwear in the background. Make sure there's no, plane flying overhead. Make sure you don't have a booger hanging out of your nose, and you just record, right? Don't look at yourself. Look at the little where the camera hole. Yeah, the dot. And just like your stuff, what you're talking about. Let people get to know you. And at first it's going to be hard. And you might need to do a couple of Facebook Lives or Instagram Lives or whatever it might be. But the more you do it, the easier it gets. And I would also recommend doing it first thing in the morning. So like for a lot of people, especially if you're a woman, I know you guys are mostly the dudes or whatever, but like if you're a woman, get up and take a shower, right? Get ready, do your hair, put your makeup on so that you'll be more likely to do a video, and do it first thing in the morning. So it gets off of your back. And then you might be more likely later on, if you have a good hamburger or, you go get a good cocktail and you want to show people, you might be more likely to do it because you already did it in the beginning and you felt successful. So no one likes it. And yes, I was horrible. I still mess up, right? Like, I mean, I think I've itched my nose probably 5 times on this damn thing, and it's like, I can't take it back, but my nose itches. Right.
No, our whole podcast, everything that we do, we put in all the bloopers. We're horrible at this stuff. We fall over each other's words. but it's one of those things. Yeah, you got to get used to it. It's like, who cares?
Yeah.
You don't care when you're talking to your buddies about this stuff, right? Like, you don't care at all. Like, you kind of laugh it off. So yeah, just
and nobody wants you to be perfect. They like it. They like when one time I remember I was at a conference and I was talking on the camera, and I wanted to put my hair up, and so I didn't have a hair tie, so I grabbed my G-string underwear and I put my hair up with my G-string underwear. I think it was even dirty. I don't know. It was used, and they were like, "Did you just use your G-string underwear to put your hair up?" I'm like, "Yeah, what the hell? I'm sure you guys did it too." And I just kept going, and they were just like, people were like, "I love you," like you're so real. People love that kind of stuff. Just for yourself.
Yeah. Think about it. The blooper reels. Everybody wants to watch the blooper reels. Everybody wants to watch what's he really, or what's she really like? You know what I mean? If you can give them that, you're giving them the gold. That's what they want. Nobody cares about the polished person.
I love video reel. And here's the crazy. I used to do blooper reels all the time, but now I've gotten so good at it, I don't need them as much. But before I used to have like every week I do, here's the bloopers for the week. And people would be like, but once you get good at this, you don't need as many bloopers. I wish I actually had them because they're so good, but I don't mess up as much, but that's only because of practice, right?
Yep. That's it. Yeah. That's it. Practice. Just do it. Like,
do it.
I think the key to all this, and we've actually talked about social media a lot recently, is just doing it. Like, none of this has to be perfect. And if it's not perfect, it can be even better. And to your point about the cell phone camera, everybody brings up, I want to have a studio. I want to have professional mic or whatever it is. But every marketer that I've talked to says the same thing. The videos off their phone perform better than the professional videos.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of research on that. Yeah, it's so true. They want real and raw, and they get, and then it doesn't look so adsy. I mean, it doesn't look so adsy. No, don't get me wrong. I do plenty of the polished ones because I'm trying to get that. I'm trying to get that. That's what I'm going after, right?
Right. Right.
Is kind of to establish myself as the authority figure in my market updates and those kind of things, those seller type tips. But there's so many more that I'm just like grabbing my phone and I look like a hot mess and I'm just like, hey, talking about not even anything to do with real estate, or sometimes maybe I am. And people they really like it. So these, I can tell you guys talk a lot about this. And I think sometimes we forget just how paralyzed people get, because it is paralyzing, but it's very effective, and if I can do it, like anybody can, because I used to suck.
We listened to some of our early episodes and it's just so brutal. We're like, wow.
How many are you guys on right now? How many have you guys done?
About 260.
Ooh, how long have you been doing it?
A year and a half.
A year and a half.
I think we're at like 2 years
almost
now.
2 years. Oh yeah. It's almost 2 years. That's great.
So let me ask you a question. This is good for your listeners. Okay. So when you first started, number one, you said you sucked, right?
Oh,
yes.
It's horrible.
Okay. And in the beginning, was anybody even listening?
No.
10,
maybe 5 or 10 people. Was probably my mom.
Okay, exactly. Your mom. Okay. So how many people do you have listening now?
4,000 to 5,000 downloads a week.
Yeah. See, you're doing 20 to 25,000 downloads a month now. When a year and a half ago you had your mom listening and 4 other people that accidentally tuned in.
Yeah.
The point is that had you stopped, you wouldn't have got, and it's only been a year and a half, you wouldn't have got to be to where you are now. So that's just the power of consistently doing something, the momentum and the compound effect, and just not worrying about being perfect and keeping on going. Yep. Most people, I think I heard a statistic that I think the average person does 5 or 7 podcasts and they stop, right? That's the stat. And it's the same thing as like doing a video. Like I've seen so many people trying to copy me in my local area, and they do it 1 or 2 times, maybe 10, and then you don't see them anymore. And they don't know how to distribute it right anyway, so it doesn't even matter. But they don't do it,
Oh, here's another one.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, is it sponsored? No. Oh.
It goes back to your first point of you were saying that a lot of people that you coach do this for 3 or 4 months, and they want to eject. All of a sudden it works. Like those first few months, it can be longer than that, of only having 12 downloads, 1, then you get 3, and then you get 4. And it's like, at this rate, it's never going to work. But it's like this, it's at some point it exponentially grows.
It's crazy.
But you don't see that.
Exponentially. Mm-hmm. exponentially. I always use this graph, and it shows like, so you do work here and you see it over here, right? You do this work over here and you see it over here. But what happens is, as long as you don't let that there be any gap right there, before you know it, there's never it's just like all of a sudden it goes just like you just said, it goes like that. But most people aren't willing to put in the time or even the resources to have it to get there. But if they did, it would just make a massive impact on their business. And then you also have more time. Like when you do video content like this, your content is like views while you snooze, right? Your content is working for you while you're sleeping, while you're on vacation. You really start to work less because your content's working for you while you're at home, watching Netflix.
So true. So I'm sure it's the same advice for real estate as it would be an insurance professional, but what would be the number one piece of advice that you get anybody going into the industry right now that would help them crush it the hardest?
I would just say I know this, I just beat a dead horse, but I would tell them to start utilizing video. So I commit to consistently producing content correctly so you can make a connection and convert more clients, right? That's what I tell them. Create content, properly distribute it, be consistent about it, and go crush it. That really is what it would be.
Yeah. Let's give assign a number to that. What would be something good to shoot for from a content perspective? Every day, a video a day, 2 a day?
A video a day. Do a video a day in some form or another, but run 2 ads a week. So I tell my students to do 3. Most of them do 2. If you do 2 ads a week and put a budget behind it, right? So let's just say you want to spend $500 a month. That would be, you'd spend $75 per ad and get it out to your local audience. What you'll notice is that you'll quickly are going to go, man, I want to do $200 a video because I see how much watch time I'm getting. So right now, when somebody's creating a video, people will ask me, Krista, do you recommend I do it on my personal page or my business page? And I say, well, neither, because the only ones that are seeing it are your family and friends. It's your mom, right? Facebook's algorithm and every single other algorithm is putting your stuff in front of people that are already engaging, that are liking and commenting. You want everyone else to see it in addition to your family and friends, but you want the whole community to see your stuff over and over again. So put an ad behind it, put a spin behind it, do it consistently. And give it a few months and you'll see your business explode. Like it's investment of resources and time not in just doing it, but time. And I need to give it a little bit of time for it to work. So your community trusts you.
Got to bake.
Got to bake. Yeah. You got to date. You got to date your audience a little bit. Most of you guys, most of you out there, you see a hot chick, you're like, let's go screw. It doesn't work that way in networking. I know you want to do that, but most women are like, well, I want you to buy me coffee first, and I want to hold my hand, and I want to make out, maybe buy me some presents, take you to dinner, and then we can screw. Right? That's kind of the idea.
Yep. It's just like the sales process. You can't go into you meet someone that, doesn't want to quote, and then all of a sudden you ask them for the sale. You got to talk to them a little bit. You got to get to know them. Same thing digitally, right? Same process.
You guys are lucky. So I feel like with insurance, I mean, it's like it's residual. They got to keep on using you. And most people do not want to so if you can think about as an insurance agent. Okay. So if I was a realtor and people had to keep on coming back to me month after month, year after year, I'd be a bazillionaire. Right. But I have to continue to so this for you guys, it's like works so much better because it's like you get that client one time, you keep developing the relationship, you're nurturing them through video content, so they're more likely to stay with you. But people do not want to change insurance. We just changed insurance. It was a freaking nightmare. I mean, we have so hard. We'll never do it again. I don't care how much my insurance agent sucks. I'm probably going to keep them because it was just so difficult to switch. So you guys have that really good. That's good for you, so spend a little bit more time bringing them in. And then pretty soon you're just going to be money's just going to keep coming in. I don't know.
But what if I could give you a better price faster and easier than you did it before? 2 minutes. Give me 2 minutes.
Well, here's the crazy thing too. So my main insurance guy that I had from 18 till whatever, Joe Weber was his name, and I love him. Well, he ended up leaving AAA. So I was like, oh, you're firing my insurance agent? Because they ended up doing something shady to him. So I changed insurance agents, right? Because Joe was no longer there. And I was like, I'm going to be loyal to my insurance agent. So we got this other guy. Oh God, it wasn't hard. It was just it wasn't as seamless. Probably half of it was my fault because I'm so busy and missed half the things. I don't care. But my point is it was difficult. And and it's like, I don't ever want to have to do it again. And we've had people since like say, hey, you want to quote? In fact, Joe's even called me because he's doing it now again. And I'm like, I don't know, Joe, I just changed it. It was a nightmare.
What company did you end up going with? Just curious.
I think it was Nationwide. Yeah,
Ooh.
Nationwide on your side. Yeah, it was Nationwide.
They're on your side now.
They are.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I guess, I don't know. But yeah, but I don't know. But yeah, I think I've never had to had to use insurance, only one time, and all the different times that I've paid for all these years, It's crazy how these insurance companies, they must be just billionaires.
It's for the big one, the big loss,
Yeah.
That's what it's for.
Yeah.
That's what it's for. Yeah. So awesome. How can people find you? We have the book, getkristasbook.com.
Yeah. Just go to getkristasbook.com. You can always reach out to me on my website. We do have a program that's for local professionals as well, but I don't really talk about it much because it's real estate's kind of my jam, and I serve them so much better at a higher level. But just go to getkristasbook.com. We go over all of this in there, talk about the sales cycle and how you, as long as you're doing everything right, you'll be able to really serve people at a high level and kind of start utilizing digital marketing to dominate your area.
Awesome. Well, Krista,
so good.
Mashore, so awesome to have you on the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. It was really nice. And you guys are awesome. I love your energy. It's just, you guys are so fun.
Oh, thanks.
As are you, man. You have 10 times the energy we do. Love it.
Yeah. Still at this time of the day. I love it.
I'm ready to go through a cocktail right now.
Yeah, there you go.
Nice.
Well, we will see you in the ClickFunnels group.
Yes, I appreciate it. Thank you for having me. You guys are amazing.
Awesome.
Great meeting you.
Okay.
Bye, Dude family.
Hey, Jason.
Yes, Mr. Craig.
That was another awesome episode, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if people want to get a little bit more action and learn how to do write 100,000 in premium off of even the worst internet leads, where could they go?
They can go to live.teledudes.com.
Ooh, that sounds exciting. Are we going to be there?
Yes. It's a weekly call that we're doing right now it's live, and it will show you the process. The entire process is super awesome.
I love it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Sign up right now, live.teledudes.com.
Live.teledudes.com. That's live.teledudes.com.
Hey, Craig, there's a new community that we are starting that I cannot wait to tell everybody about. It is our live texting community where you and I are going to answer people's questions and give them free content, right?
Are you kidding me? We get to talk to them?
Yeah, which is awesome, but they have to opt in. They have to text us at 520-214-2219. That's 520-214-2219.
Nice.
Craig, are you going to respond to these texts?
I'm going to respond to them for sure. Live.
I'm into it too. It's going to be awesome. And it's going to be our new texting community where we're going to get back to everybody that we can and drop some crazy content, free content, and free the calculator that you just came up with. That's right. The calling calculator, sales material. I mean, everything for insurance agents. This is it. It's the best texting community out there for insurance agents.
Well, what the heck is that number again? I can't remember it.
It's 520-214-2219. That's 520-214-2219.
I love it. I'm going to text it right now.
520-214-2219.
All right. I'll see you later, Mr. Jason.
Bye, Mr. Craig.
Wait, do they even listen to this on the radio anymore?
I love it. I love it.
Nice.
All right.